Digging down on the deck, JTA with the steal. Oh no. Oh no. Klay's got 6 for 6.
That right there is Klay Thompson. You probably know Klay from feats such as scoring 60 points in 29 minutes against the Indiana Pacers, dropping 37 points on the Kings in 1 quarter of basketball, breaking the hearts of everyone in Oklahoma en route to a record-breaking 11 threes in Game 6 of the playoffs, or of course, breaking the NBA record of 14 threes against the Chicago Bulls.
For NBA history, you got it! 14 threes in a game!
Now, why am I telling you guys all of this? Because a lot of people thought we might not see that Klay Thompson ever again after 2 devastating injuries. But in just his 11th game back, Klay dropped 20 points on 7 of 9 shooting in less than 14 first half minutes against the Sacramento Kings, and reminded the NBA world why he is one of the greatest shooters in NBA history. But the craziest part about all of this, the Warriors were already the best team in the NBA without Klay Thompson, and adding Klay Thompson only makes them even better. And I'll talk about that in a little bit. But so far, the Golden State Warriors have done a lot of very impressive things this season. They won 27 of their first 33 games. They have the best defensive rating and net rating in the NBA. They have a record of 28-6 when Steph and Draymond are healthy. They have a record of 11-5 versus the 4 top teams from each conference. They turned Andrew Wiggins into an all-star and are turning Jonathan Kuminga and Jordan Poole into future ones. There is a lot of good things happening in Golden State right now, but a recent 8-game win streak without their defensive anchor and the best defender in basketball is probably the most impressive of all those feats. And that right there is what makes this team so special. What other team can go 28-6 to start the season without Klay Thompson, relying on their defense led by Draymond Green to win them a large number of those games, before then losing the anchor of that defense and going from relying on their defense to their offense, posting the 2nd best offensive rating in the NBA over the last 8 games. The depth and variety in this team is ridiculous. I mean, this team is 40-13, and their 3 best players have played a total of 7 seconds together. 7 seconds together. Meanwhile, some of the other big threes, well, they haven't had as much success through the injuries. If we can even call that Lakers trio still a big 3 when they're booing the 3rd star.
Westbrook off the glass, badly misses. You hear the groans from the crowd. He's hearing some boos.
But anyways, why are the Warriors so different to these other teams that seemingly can't win unless everyone is healthy? Well, the main reason is Stephen Curry. The Warriors now have a record of 75-36 over the last 2 seasons with Steph playing. That is a win percentage of 67.5%. For record, they are 4-10 without him. If you compare this record to the likes of Giannis, LeBron, and KD over that period of time, well, you can see exactly how impactful Steph Curry is. And that's without mentioning some of the guys Steph Curry was playing with last year.
Because he can definitely use his body to have an influence in his game.
Pretty impressive from a guy that isn't a floor raiser, or at least that's what I heard. But as great as Steph Curry is, you cannot win a championship with just one guy, because when it comes to crunch time, teams can defend Steph like this. No, I mean teams were really guarding Stephen Curry like this all the time last year. And that's where Klay Thompson's impact is going to be unmatched come playoff time, and we're already seeing this. If you don't believe me, this is what Anthony Edwards had to say about it. I was just telling them, it was easier to guard them when it's just Steph. Get the ball out his hands, double him, but now you double him and it's a swing to Klay Thompson. Pick your poison. That's hard to guard, man. And well, he's not wrong, because if you want to talk about chemistry between Steph and Klay, Curry assisted Klay for 5 of his 6 first half threes against the Kings. I mean, just watch here. Here we have Steph Curry driving into the defense. Damian Jones does a good job of pushing him to the corner, and Klay recognizes that, so he shoots over to the opposite corner while Steph backs the ball out. And with Jones still focused on Steph, it allows Klay to get an easy 3 in the corner off the dime from Curry, who has been dishing them out like it's nothing recently with much improved playmaking. And with the addition of Klay Thompson to a team that already has shooting with the likes of Andrew Wiggins, Otto Porter Jr., Damian Lee, and Jordan Poole, the days of defending Stephen Curry with every single player on the floor might be done, or at least teams will pay for doing so if they try it, like in that example. But it isn't just the shooting that has made the Warriors such an unstoppable force this season, despite injuries. It's the depth. If you think back to an earlier game this season against the Phoenix Suns, who was the hero of that game? None other than Otto Porter Jr. stepped up and dropped 19 points to win the Warriors that game. Or how about when Jordan Poole dropped 32 points in 26 minutes off the bench against the Miami Heat earlier this year? And of course, we can't forget what Andrew Wiggins did against the Minnesota Timberwolves earlier this season either.
I've thought about that from the hash mark.
This season, it seems like whenever the Warriors have needed a boost from somewhere other than Steph and Curry, they have got it. Even in games when Steph has sat, we have seen the likes of Kuminga and Jordan Poole absolutely dominate. But you're telling me we can combine this depth with the combination of Andrew Wiggins, Draymond Green, Klay Thompson, and Stephen Curry? Heck, even Kevon Looney is playing the best basketball of his career, and his second chance rebounds and defense have been huge for the Warriors. Just to put what we could see from a healthy Warriors team into perspective, over the last 8 games, Golden State have had the second best offensive rating in the league, led by Steph, Wiggins, Poole, and of course the return of Klay, whose shooting has not only freed up Steph to playmake and get to the rim a bit more, but also for the Warriors to stack up some huge scoring games. Now you contrast that to what they had with Draymond Green. The Warriors were by far the best defense in basketball and had a record of 28-6. If we were to combine the two, well then you get not only the best defense in basketball, and yes, Klay Thompson is still a good defender, but also potentially the best offense in the NBA. Because we know one thing's for certain. The chemistry between Draymond, Steph, and Klay is unlike any other trio in NBA history. There is no other team in the NBA that can do what the Warriors have done to start this season with the injuries they have had, and there is also no other team that can match the potential defensive firepower they have with Draymond Green and the offensive firepower they have with Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, and all those other guys on this roster. What they're doing right now is pretty special. It'd also be pretty special if you dropped a like, subscribe to the channel if you made it to the end of the video. Have a good day, bye.